Look how bright this is. Oh, you can see down to the floor. I can see my shoes. Oh my gosh.
Holy
Look
smokes.
at that. I can't believe it. Even in the middle of the day. This is about as far as the light went. I'm not exaggerating. At night, you started, at this point, losing it. And by the time you got in here, forget it. This is that bright during the day. Oh my gosh, I'm very happy about that. Oh, this is cool. Okay, let's get the new ones. Oh, they're right here. Man, this is gonna be so much better. I can't wait to try this. This is gonna be awesome to be able to see my shifter and everything at night. I mean, oh, that's so much better. Even in the daylight, that's so much better. Oh, that's a huge win. Wow, look how much brighter that is.
It's significantly brighter.
Check that out, it's got a heat sink on it. Quiet truck. My gosh, it's all uppity. There, sheesh. Ooh, that smells good. I like it. You guys smell it? It does glow, it glows. Okay. Welcome back. You know what today's project is? It's taking all these lights right here and upgrading this 2013 Ford Raptor with brand new LEDs, including one of my favorites right here. This goes around your beverages and it makes them glow. So your beverages feel special, because everybody should have special beverages. Let's get to work. Here's why we're working in the super hot Raptor today. It's these suckers right here. Do you see the light coming off that? No? Well, neither do I, and you can't tell it at night either. These are so dim in here that when you turn these on, and it's something that's bugged me from the beginning when I got this truck, I can't see the console. If I open this, I can't see anything. If you turn this one on back here, it doesn't do any more at night. I was actually gonna shoot some at night to show you how dim it is, but nothing shows up, it's completely black. Same thing with these. You got these really cool mirrors on here with lights, and they don't do anything to light up your face. Now, I'm not really, you know, too interested in my face at night, but I've used this before when I got something on my eyeball and I couldn't see. And you know, if my wife's in here, we're going on some cool date, she might want to take a look in the mirror. It does not work. That's why this company was so interesting to me. It's F-150 LEDs. Because when I went looking for these bulbs, I don't know what size those are, so that's a challenge, and I don't know what wattage they're supposed to be, so that's a challenge. These guys make it super simple. All I went on there and I said, I just clicked on what I wanted, and you get all the right stuff. Oh man, check this out. They sent me some cool stuff. Like, what do you call this? It's not a cup holder, it's a, what do you call it, cameraman?
It's gonna be a koozie.
What else we got in here? This is nice. It's an air freshener. This one is the new car scent. Oh, we gotta see how that smells. Ooh, that smells good. Oh, I like it. You guys smell it? Oh man, they sent us gloves. That is a nice touch. That is a really nice touch. So you can use these if you didn't want to get any fingerprints on the bulbs, which if it's glass is a problem, right? That can cause it to blow out sooner. Plus, when we do this part down here, that surround you have to glue in, so they're gonna be good for that too. And I forgot to mention, there's also two bulbs in here that I cannot see at night at all. In fact, one of them burned out, but the gear selector switch was so dim when I got the truck, I didn't even know it was moving. So I'm pretty excited about that. But the first thing we have to do to get this in is we've got to take this console out. Fortunately, I've had this truck apart so many times that I know just how to do that. So we'll pull this off, we'll show you how to do that, and then while that's off and while we're gluing in, because you do got to glue in this piece, we're going to change the bulbs on this, and I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to try it. The next step is to get to the bottom side of this Cupholder. To do that, you have to take out this front plate, you have to take this up, you got to put this in neutral to do it. The last video, if you want to go back and reference that, you remember we changed out all this dash to this really sweet brush metal that doesn't exist in this truck, including we upgraded, in my opinion, from that really boring solid color to this white, really stark gauge cluster. So that's really cool. So we're gonna do this, and then we'll come back and show you how to do the install. If you want to figure out how to do that, go back to the last video. We'll put a link in the description. So we'll get this out, and then we'll do the install on the really cool light. Okay, now that we've got this out, there's a couple things that you can think about. If you're taking something apart, keep in mind that if there's any pieces you want to replace, like if this one got all dinged up or something, is a really great time to do that right now, because we got to flip this over, take this off. But that's just held on by little clips. So again, if you were going to change that, now would be the time. How you do this next step is you got to get this out. There's little clips here and here on four corners. You just gently, you're going to break those. Pull those back, get this out. Looks like that, what is that? That's the clip that goes in. Yeah, so you just take that out, and I will do that off camera so we don't bore anybody, and then we'll show you how to glue it in. All right, so that's out. Check this out. So you've got 4 clips. There's actually 6. There's 2 on each end, and then there's 2 in the center. That was where it was giving me trouble, and it was kind of hard to reach that. So having a little plastic tool was good. Now that this is out, we're going to be gluing this in here. So we got to clean that really, really well. No residue. And then they supplied some more awesomeness, some silicone, which is pretty nice. So you don't even have to buy that. But that's the step. So let's get this cleaned, and then we'll get to gluing. The next step is to glue this sucker in. So we've got this all cleaned up, and this wraps around and comes out the back. So the way to tell that which is the back is, see the slope side right there? That's on your right-hand side when it's installed. So just remember right-hand side, and that's the back. Now what I notice is when I wrap this around, this depends on whether you're picky or not. And since I'm picky, I want a continuous light source, right? So if I run this way and one goes down, I'm gonna have that gap, right? So what I did is I just notched out the plastic a little bit so that I can have one side dropping under the other. I can get that for you, and have as close to a continuous line as possible. And I have to cut that out because I can't raise this up, right? So if I didn't cut that out, I'd have a raised lip, and then that wouldn't be able to fit in. So you got to notch that plastic out to run it down. Again, I'm going to say that's only if you're picky, but I really want this to look cool, have a perfectly continuous seal around there. So I'm going to take the time to make that right. Next, we're going to glue this in. Oh, look, that's what I was talking about. Oh, it's in the package. Okay, so this comes in the box, and then this little tip. Nice touch, F-150 LEDs. That's perfect. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, this comes if you have a Gen 2 Raptor or a newer than 2014, 2015 and up Ford. It looks like there's 2 ropes that come in there, or strings. So, okay, I'm pretty excited about this. All right, so check this out. This is what I found out here. If you just take the tip and just barely cut the tip off, what that allows you to do, and this stuff you gotta squeeze pretty hard, is it lets you get a really fine bead in that corner. Don't go crazy, you don't need a lot, and work that all the way around. And then use tape, because it's easy on these curves, but it's harder to get it to turn without it wanting to pull out. So just use some painter's tape, and then once this dries, that'll come right off. Run that all the way around like this, tape it the way you like it, especially I'm gonna tape that in, and then just let her dry. So while that's drying, this is a perfect opportunity to change the lights in here. And when you get this apart, you're probably gonna wanna clean this, because it's going to be filled with grime. This has 170 some thousand miles, 172,000 I put on the sucker, but I'm not the first owner, so some of that disgusting soda and pop and everything was not mine, and it was kind of grimy. So we got that cleaned out, but we have to take this off. So there's 4 clips here and here, and then they're on the other side. Keep it in neutral or drive, and then that's what allows you to slide this up. You do not have to take the shifter handler off. You just have to get this up and up. I'll show you once I do where the bulbs are on the other side, and we'll change those out, and then we'll put that in. This one is requiring a little more trickiness.
Gotta be persuasive.
A little bit persuasive is right. If it's not, we're bringing it back. Oh my gosh, wow, I didn't break anything, but son of a gun.
That sound.
That's horrible. Okay, there we go. Now we'll show you the other side. That scared me for a second. I felt like I broke something, but it's not broken, and we're all good. So you can see the white stays in here, which is interesting. So I gotta see if I gotta pop that out next to get to the ball. But we'll figure that out, and then we'll show you. Resetting your seat. When you're leaning on here, we just heard a beep. I'm like, what the heck was that beep? I'm like, oh, I just reset my seat memory to this position.
It's just got a very relaxed driving position.
But the white does stay on, and we'll come over to this side and I'll show you the bulb. It looks like they're a little tough to reach, but I can get them this way, and then we'll change these suckers out. So that's what we'll do next. So when you get this up, there's 2 bulbs. Oh, I reset the dang seat again. There's 2 bulbs. There's one here and there's one here. Those twist, I think they're counterclockwise, but they'll only twist one way and then they come down and out. So I'm gonna show you that. There is a disgusting old incandescent bulb, and I think that one's burnt out. So
that would explain why you couldn't see anything.
Yeah, so we're gonna get those out. And then one thing that's really important when you put these in, these bulbs have a polarity, they're polarity sensitive. So before you plug it back in, I'll show you, you have to put the bulb in and test it, make sure it's on. And if it's not, you gotta take it out and turn around, reverse the polarity, and then you should be good on those. It's like, test it with all of them. So we'll grab the new bulbs and we'll take these out, and once after I figure out how to get it out, yep, there it is. Look at that, that's it. Let's get the new ones. Oh, they're right here. Man, this is gonna be so much better. I can't wait to try this. This is gonna be awesome to be able to see my shifter and everything at night. I mean, because that's something that you use all the time, right? Like when I have to turn on the main light to see something, that's gonna be really cool. But this is gonna be all the time we're driving. Ooh, don't lose.
This way you'll know if you're in park, reverse, neutral, drive low.
That's it. Oh, I'm turning it the wrong way. So we got an LED on the top and both sides. Wow, that's pretty serious for a little LED bulb. Do you see that? That's pretty cool. So we'll just plug that in. Should only be able to go in one way. A little tip here, when you're taking these out, pay attention to which way this goes, because they kind of start going in both ways. The LEDs go in even easier the wrong way. But the flat side, see the flat side, is parallel with these little nubs. Does that make sense? So flat bulb in that direction. They don't line up with those. They're opposed to them. Okay, it's testing time, so put your ignition on, or actually you probably don't need to, but you need to turn your lights on, right? Or these won't know to come on. Oh, so one is on and one is not. So I'm gonna pull this out and flip it around, and then it's totally gonna work. Yep, ha, see? Check it out. So see, I flipped that one, and now it's working. Both are working. You can see the flashing in the film. That was it. I just reversed the polarity and they're perfect. That flashing, by the way, you're only gonna see on camera. You can't see that here. That's beautiful. So now we're gonna put those back in. We'll drop it down. We'll test it again to make sure that that's correct, and then we'll put the top back on.
So we gotta just interject here to crap on Ford for a second.
How is this a crap on Ford? Well, you're with Tom? All right, insert the clip from the last video where I asked Tom to say, I asked Dr. Torque to say a good thing about Fords, and here's what he said. Is there anything nice that you'd say about Fords?
Well, it's not on fire.
It's not on fire, the man says, and I am inclined to agree with that message today. We have set nothing on fire. So there you go, F-150 LEDs. There's our inserted clip for Tom. Dr. Torque says the good thing about Fords is this one's not on fire. Well, listen, real quick. What else did you say that was good about Fords?
Well, what did I say?
He said, well, here's something good about Ford. Because the bulbs suck so much, it's nice there's a company that solved that problem and has better aftermarket lights.
That sounds like the politically correct way of saying what I said.
About the Fords.
I choose my words carefully, Jake.
No, because...
And now you're jumping into?
At least my seat memory is in the door.
Oh.
So I don't have to worry about accidentally pushing it when I'm getting in and out of the car.
Well, normally you wouldn't hit it. I'm like leaning over, but I've reset the seat like 4 or 5 times now, so it's been super fun.
So just gotta say, that placement, Ford, I don't know if they necessarily thought that through.
They didn't try it afterwards. Would you please freaking get in there and twist the bulb? So next up, we're gonna change out the visors. These, all you do, they just slide lock in. So you just take something real small and real gentle and pop them out. That's it. See those little tabs right there and that one? Lock that in place. That bulb is in there. It's pretty tight. So I'm gonna use a pair of needle nose. Be careful. I'm probably gonna get some eye protection. I've had crap in my eyes. I had to have my eyeball drilled out. It sucks. Don't do it. Get some eye protection. And then take that out and swap it. And do the same thing with the other side. I'll show you in a second. Very tight in there. Very, very, very tight. And so it goes back in. No, always pay attention. See how, I mean, it's flat, right? That came out where flush, flat, parallel with this. You know what I'm trying to say? Not where it's like this on the end, but
came out vertically, not horizontally.
Yeah, let's do that. With this also vertical. You're gonna have to check it again for reverse polarity, but that means this goes in. That's not gonna fit. So I'm gonna have to take those screws out to get this in. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Is that a polarity pun?
Negative. I was trying to cheat apparently, but all you gotta do is take out those 2 screws. This pops out on the right side or the outside, and it slides that direction. Then what you're gonna do is pop this out on the inside right here. And then you can get your bulb and then slide it in, and then remember to check first. I don't have
the one
keys.
thing that I would add there is be careful with your wires if it's an older vehicle, because those wires might be a little brittle after all this time.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to break the plastic or anything, so we'll get the keys and then we'll test it. Keys. Check. Negative. All right, I gotta pull that out and swap it. Oh, it's a little hard to get in and out. There we go. Oh, it's already on. Well, you know it's on when... Ta-da! Oh, yeah. Oh, because the switch is on. And because I activated the door. Bloop, bloop. Okay, just do the same thing on the other side, and you got these done. A little bit of off-camera happenings there. See this little pin? Can you see that pin? It goes through this piece of plastic and the other, it's metal. That fell out, and when that fell out, the door still kind of worked, but it wasn't turning the light off, which it's only LED now, so it's not going to draw as much, but eventually it would. And also at night, you'd have this weird glow. So that cameraman right there, Mr. William, found that under the seat. That's such a tiny pin. So when you take this out, now that I know this, we're going to be real careful on both sides, and you can be careful too. And look at that, turned it right off. That was good. Thanks, buddy. Perfect, it's shutting off now.
Indeed.
Man, that is really bright.
Well, let's see, with how bright that is, let's see if the diffuser can do a decent job diffusing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, that's so much better. Even in the daylight, that's so much better. Oh, that's a huge win. Oh my gosh, that makes it feel brighter and newer already. I love it. Let's do the other side. It's getting a little warm in the truck, but we ain't quitting. The next step is these guys, because these are the ones that are gonna make such a big difference when I actually wanna see. So the easiest way here, we're noticing, is just to open up your holder for your sunglasses, and then you can grab this lip on both sides. And then the whole thing just kind of pulls down. It's, you know what, I'm actually pulling down more than I'm supposed to. So if you can see up in here, when I first just pulled this, the whole assembly unit came down. So there's black clips, so press on those so it holds it in place, and then you can just pop this down. And then this comes out from the back. Okay, yeah. You gotta be a little careful. Those are a little delicate. You're gonna wanna do that gently. And the front comes down first. Okay, now these bulbs just come straight down. The new ones, these guys have said they made them as tall as possible in order to get 3 rows of the, you know, the little squares that make the light, the diode. Thank you. So that means when we put them back in, we got to get them all the way in, or they're going to interfere. But man, these are going to be less. There should be less heat in these as well. Like when I took the lights out of here, a couple of these, you could see where not only did the bulb burn up, but it was like a little black. So this should also be a little bit cooler. So let's pull those out and put these in. Again, I blew up this side. You didn't see it, but I blew this side up. So glasses.
Safety glasses on.
It's better than getting glass in your face. Oh, I hate this part. Oh, got it. Okay. So now these are lined up this way. We have this bulb here. That's so cool looking. Look at that. It's all, how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 different rows of those diodes. Shoot, that's gonna be awesome. Okay, so it's lined up this way. And this should just be able to press straight in.
Sockets right in.
And then we'll do the other side, and then we'll test it, and we'll put the cover on. All right, it's test time. Oh, and they're both working.
Hey, look at that.
We did it right. We total guessed. Okay, beautiful. Now they're gonna blind us while we're doing this. But this part should be relatively straightforward. I should say that relatively, because sometimes stuff just doesn't go back on. Work that back in. Oh, I see. No? Yeah, oh, okay. And those won't turn off because all the doors won't close. We'll check that later, but it's, wow. Look how much brighter that is.
It's significantly brighter. It's
brighter and it's cleaner looking. It's just what a modern vehicle would look like. That's cool. Okay, let's keep on moving. Let's do the back one. Howdy, howdy. Oh no, that's probably copyright somebody else's channel. This back one pops down. See this little notch right there? That pops down first, and then there's little clips that have to go. You have to take this and go back and down on this one and make sure it's turned off. And then depending on apparently which truck you have, whether it's the Super Cab or the Super Crew or whatever weirdness Ford calls them instead of extended in 4-door or whatever, there's 1 or 2 lights. So we weren't sure which one we needed, so we have both, but you don't need that one. You just need the 1 bulb. So I'm gonna let that cool down because I burnt the crap out of my finger because those dang incandescent bulbs are so stinking hot. They're so hot, it like singed it instantly. So this is gonna be way better. So we're gonna pop that down next. Hopefully it's cool. I don't know if it is. It's still stinking hot, but I think it's enough to in glasses because I really don't want something in my eye.
Is it an incandescent or an incendiary?
Frickin'. There it is though.
Don't touch the glass.
Yeah. The edges are hot. Okay, that's it. That's been sitting for a while. Okay, let's get the cool new one out. Bright and cool looking. Holy smokes. Dude, these are serious. Check that out. It's got a heat sink on it. That's pretty cool. Look at that. When's the last time you saw that quality of a bulb? That's pretty sweet. Now this is gonna be a polarity sensitive as well, but what we can do is cheat it. Hold it up there. Oh, everything turned off.
Oh, no.
Oh man, we've been waiting forever because it's on a timer, and then I realized, oh, you can just turn that off back here. The front one stays on whether the doors are open or not. You can't turn that off, but this one you can. So let me turn the keys on, and I'll find them. We are back. We got it turned on now, and the front lights are on, so there we go. Beautiful, first try. Well, that's a little loose in there. So, oh, that's way loose. Okay, so we need to get our pliers and tighten up the clips on the edge. That's super loose in there. In fact, I'm gonna take it back out. And I
was gonna say, you're gonna pull it out and see if you can get them cinch down a little bit.
We want that to be nice and tight. This might be a little bit smaller end or something, or just really widened up when I opened it, but either way, that's an easy fix. Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh, that's nice. No news.
Dang, that is
oh, that's so
that
cool.
Back on. Holy
Look
smokes.
at that. I can't believe it. Even in the middle of the day. This is about as far as the light went. I'm not exaggerating. At night, you started, at this point, losing it. And by the time you got in here, forget it. This is that bright during the day. Oh my gosh, I'm very happy about that. Oh, this is cool. Okay, well, let's plug this in and keep moving because we got a little bit more to do. I don't know if I should talk about this, but it probably seems like I'm getting a little worn out, which we are because we did a bunch of other stuff while we were drying. We're changing the video so that we keep everything sort of segmented so you can see what we're doing. But this next step here is to install this inverter, which is pretty cool. Even F-150 LED, they got their logo on there. So what you've got to do here is you got to get to this wiring harness, and it unplugs. And in mine, I don't know if yours is the same, but in mine, I've got multiple blue and black wires, and that's what I need. I need to have the black from this to go to the black, and then the power wire on this, which is red, to go to the blue. That's what powers this lights. And there's different size wires here, as I say. So some of these bigger ones go further back. I'm not going to use those. Here's why. This is the quick connectors. If you don't know how these work, when you squish this together, it actually cuts the insulation of the wire, and it's supposed to be sized to go down just to the strands of the wire. If you use a bigger wire than what this is designed for, it's gonna cut some of those strands, and now you're gonna lose connectivity, and I don't like that. I'm not a huge fan of these, but it is the easiest way to deal with this. So since this has two different sizes, I'm just kind of matching the size, right? And that blue is even kind of bigger than what I like. So we're gonna put those together, which you have one side that has a stop right there, right? And one side that's a pass-through. So you just take the wire that you want to stop here, which is the cut one. And these come with a little pre-stripped. I just cut that off. You don't want that touching anything. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it together. And again, I just unplugged this. There's just a clip right there. You just press it down and pull it out so you can get to this easy, which I would highly recommend. And then we'll plug in and we'll test and then we'll assemble, and it'll be exciting. Well, we have to keep moving our table and the sun's chasing us. It's hot, but this has been sitting in the sun, and so it feels like this is pretty dry. And we went ahead and did this and then all the other lights, even though again, we're changing the order for you, so that this could dry. So let's see how we did on, and painter's tape, because it's meant to not stick to the stuff you don't want to stick to. Oh, it comes beautifully off. This is the part I'm concerned about. This is the corners that were hard to get it to stay put. So we're gonna take it up gently. It's looking pretty good. Oh, sweet, look at that. Nice, clean. Remember, when this is on, if you have wires that go like that, you are gonna see it so bad, it's gonna be super visible. That looks good, okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll finish taking this apart, and then I'll show you the snapping it back together, in case there's any interesting twists there with the gap on this, which I'm a little nervous about. And then we'll install. So this is cool. It is a little bit interesting because there's a kind of a clip here that wants to force your wires. So you're gonna have to look on this end, and you can see that isn't gonna work well for me because there's a gap right there. So you're gonna have to kind of manipulate these a little bit, and then the clips are really tight to get in because it's a little bit further now space, but it also clips in the bottom and holds this, so I'm not too worried about it, and it feels pretty tight. So I'm gonna play with it a little bit, but that's the one thing I really want, is to make sure there's a tight seal all the way around this, and then we'll do our install. But watch that gap at the end. That's my advice. Cool. These are clipped in.
On that side, yeah, but I don't know about the other side.
Oh, I did with the screwdriver. So I've got those two in, but the rest of these, like this is, there's just not room for it to clip in anymore. Squishing it out there. Okay, so this side, so that side's all the way down, all the way across. Now this side crosses over that one, like that. That should squish out all the silicone, but that's a good sign. That means if I trim it with a knife, yeah, if I clean that up, that should be good. This is a very exciting moment because we're about to test and see if this works. And by the way, you can get all the bulbs from these guys in different colors. There's like red, green, blue. There's other colors than that, especially on this here. I know there's like 5, I think, colors. So I chose the light blue so it matches the rest of my truck, but that's a cool thing. You can change it or match it or whatever you want. Oh, a little bit nervous about this. I actually took this whole thing back apart and traced the 2 wires that went to the bulbs right here, these indicator lights, and they come out right here. So I was hooking up here. Perhaps that was the problem. And these were the right ones because I tested these before I plugged it in. And you can see I got a different type of quick connector. These have a plug here so that you can just test it. There's actually an open end to it. But here's the big test. We're going to turn it on and see if it works. So, okay, ready? I hope that light glows. It does glow, it glows. Okay, now I gotta just get this put back together and then get the rest of these lights done, and then we'll move on to the testing at night. Okay, that actually does it. We've got everything in here, and now all we have to do is wait for it to get dark, which I'm super excited about, so we can check this out. This is gonna be pretty dang sweet. So I'm gonna go eat dinner so I don't have to stare outside waiting for it to get dark. And then when it gets dark, we'll come back out and we'll check it together. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be awesome. In anticipation of that awesome, I even got a water bottle to put in here because all I really care about is if my water bottle now looks super cool with a glowing light in it. So let's go get something to eat and wait for dark. It's finally dark and it's kind of late. Let's go see what this looks like. I haven't checked it out yet. You know, so it's all official. Holy moly. Look, what? Look how bright this is. Oh, you can see down to the floor. I can see my shoes. Oh my gosh. Wow, it's a crisp, clear white light. It looks really, really good. I am blown away by how much I can see. Okay, oh, okay, we got, yes, okay. So, all right, do you see that little tiny bit of flicker as I turned it off? But that's not bad. Let's turn on the light, so. Look at this. First off, the gear selector, that is so bright. That is way brighter than before. And this little switch right here, I didn't even know that that was lit. I knew that the orange moved, but I didn't know it was lit. But look at my drinks. That's what I'm talking about. That is super cool. Now the question is, does this match this color? That's pretty close between up here and here. I mean, that's close enough for me. Oh my gosh, I love it. Let's turn the lights on this thing. There we go. All right. Well, I'm very impressed with these lights. We'll put a link down below. You can check them out. Let those guys know if you do go buy them that you found them over on our channel. That always helps when these guys, and they were kind enough to send me these products to try, and I am super pleased. Listen, here's something very important. This video over here, this is what YouTube thinks you want to watch. But this video over here, this is what we think you want to watch. Which I think you know why. Have yourself an awesome rest of the day. It's a fist bump of friendship on the way out. Well, pal, enjoy one of those videos.